We're in Isaiah chapter 10 this morning, and this is the conclusion of this full story, full prophecy of how the Assyrians are going to eventually be taking over the northern and the southern kingdoms and the country of Syria as well. And we see that in verse number 5, it reads, O Assyrian, the rod of mine anger and the staff in their hand is mine indignation. And this is just another reminder that at the end of the day, the Assyrians were just a tool in the hand of Creator God. And as we saw in the last chapter, we had all those phrases that said, but his hand is stretched out still. And that was his hand in judgment. And the Assyrians were the tool that God was using to fulfill that judgment. So we see that God is still using the Assyrians, but once they are done, we see in verse number 12, Wherefore it shall come to pass that when the Lord hath performed his whole work upon Mount Zion and on Jerusalem, I will punish the fruit of the stout heart of the king of Assyria and the glory of his high looks. So once God has finished using the Assyrians, if they haven't turned to God, it is time for them to be judged as well. But then we see that the Assyrians will be judged, and a remnant of Israel will be freed. And if we go on to verse number 20, we see the Israelites' response to this. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel, and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob, shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, but shall stay upon the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. And we finally have a great response by the Israelites. No more are they trusting in themselves, or they trusting in the king of Assyria to come protect them and to bring them out of whatever they were facing against the northern kingdom and the country of Syria. Now they are finally staying upon the Lord. And that word stay in the Hebrew could also be translated as to trust in or to lean on. And that is exactly the response they have. And because they choose the right heart response here, we see that fellowship is reunited between them and God. And it's always a good thing when God and his people are back on the same page. And it's a great start to get back to the blessing that God can show you when you are fully committed to him. And that's exactly what the Israelites finally decided to do here.